If you're doing good, please raise up your hands and let me see it. You're welcome to the show. It's 9:33, and this is the nighttime show. And then, of course, I've been talking about this for some time, and that we will be dedicating this particular Wednesday's edition for the nighttime show for all of the women out there. So I'm calling this nighttime show Wednesday's edition the Women Wednesday. So this right here is the Women Wednesday, and today we're just going to start talking about something really very important that's got to do with, with women. Now, last week I talked about the World Breastfeeding Day, and then I told you that the World Breastfeeding Day is actually for a week. It's a World Breastfeeding Week. So it started the 1st August to a 7. It will definitely, be in our memories. But then, of course, I'll be looking forward to talk to someone that I know that can actually talk and, give us a lot of information about, breastfeeding, how important this is to a lot of us. Because I was complaining, you guys will remember that on the 1st of August, I was talking about breastfeeding, how important this is. That a lot of women do not, love to, do the breastfeeding thing. And that thing that called, what's it called again? I'm not a doctor, but I can remember. It is baby friendly or child friendly. A lot of people, or women rather, can or do not do that. And today I'm going to have somebody, a doctor, who's really going to tell us how important this is, and tell us, and also inform us on the thing that is attached to breastfeeding. So because it's a World Breastfeeding Week, we will have somebody here with us. Of course, it's not going to be live here one-on-one, but we'll definitely talk to her from far. She is somebody, definitely. I'll let you know who she is. Okay, so let's begin. Let me just, throw a little light on the World Breastfeeding Week. It's started on August 1st to 7, of course, and it's the World Breastfeeding Week supported by the World Health Organization. And then, of course, the UNICEF and many ministries of health and civil society partners. World Breastfeeding Week is held actually on the very first week of August every year. So, because I didn't have the time, I try to get the doc to come on the show. But so we've been able to get her on today. She's going to be with us today. I'm going to let you know who that person is. Okay? All right. I know she's she's watching right now. And I know that she's happy to be, on the show today. So the breastfeeding is one of the most effective ways to, ensure child health. And then again, survival, and yet currently fewer than half of the infant under 6 months of 6 month old are exclusively breastfed. That is the word I was looking for on that particular day when I talked about this exclusive. Some women don't do exclusive anymore. Now, in 2008, a World Health Assembly resolution endorsed World Breastfeeding Week as an important health promotion strategy. With a different theme each year, it aims to promote the enabling environment that help women to breastfeed. Okay, so including support in the community, and then of course the workplace, with adequate protection in government policies, and of course in laws, as well as sharing information and breastfeeding benefit and strategies. All right, so I am going to let you know who will be with us, who's going to be talking based on this breastfeeding thing, and she will definitely be the ambassador of the Women's Wednesday. She definitely will say something good to encourage the women out there. The show is actually, this particular one is actually meant to empower women, and it's about the women's health when it comes to things like this. I thought about it and I said, look, doctor, I'm not mentioning his name yet. She will be in the best position to tell us how important breastfeeding is, since we're still celebrating the World Breastfeeding Week. Okay. All right. So, in this is about, because I was complaining about certain things when I said that a lot of women don't like to breastfeed. They don't want to do exclusive with your children, and they need to have, a couple of information that will, make them to do what is right. What is the importance of this breastfeeding thing? Why do doctors say it is best for women to do exclusive with their child or with your children? And why is it even difficult for most women these days not wanting to do child-friendly or exclusive? In other words, feeding or breastfeeding your baby till the particular time. Some actually do it for a year, and some even do it for more than a year plus. I think I know a little about that, but I'm not going to be in the position to talk today. And I know that Doctor is ready. So, I'm going to introduce her now, and then we're going to go straight to the point. And after this is done, we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to come back and do other stuff. All right. So, her name is someone very, of course. This is somebody you can trust. Somebody you can trust, and she's been doing this for a long time. She's been talking about conception, been teaching, and a lot of people have been learning a lot from her. She's I don't even know how to put it. And she's a full of brain. She's the real McCoy and all of that. She is truly the real McCoy. It takes serious people to actually take their time out to do this, and to make sure that they empower women in different ways, to inform them, and even the girl child. She's really good in all of that. So she is one of a kind. Why am I talking and why am I saying this? If you've actually met this person if you met her in person, you definitely would know and understand, what I'm saying. Okay. All right. I think it's time for us to do it. So let's have a doctor in the house that's really going to tell us exactly the importance of this breastfeeding, and tell us a little. And I'm going to ask you a couple of questions for those women out there that are listening. How important is this breastfeeding is, and any other thing that she wants to tell us and let us know. It will be very important and very good. This information would definitely be very, very good for the women out there. All right, so I'm going to be talking to Dr. Ikaite Ekup, MMM. She's a medical missionary of Mary, currently on an assignment in Abakaliki, where she's part of the Milford Hospital staff, and she worked as a consultant obstetrician, gynecologist, and well, I'm just trying to be able to do this so you understand who She is. And she's really worked in okay, she had a primary school in education, mostly in the University Staff School, Calabar, Nigeria, after which she attended the secondary education in Queen's College, Lagos. And then, of course, she proceeded to study medicine, and, of course, became a graduate of the University of Calabar after a house job in the UCH, Ibadan, and the youth service in Sogbo. And, of course, she joined the Medical Missionaries of Mary, Catholic religious institution, being a sister, as winding an experience and shaped her being who she is right now. She is actually a residency in the prestigious obstetrics and then, of course, gynecologist department of University of Benin teaching hospital, and then was also blessed to become a fellow of both the West African College of Surgeon and, of course, the Nigerian Postgraduate College of Medicine. Okay, so obstetrician gynecologist is what she is, and then, of course, she's being a medical practice. She's done this for 32 years, and of course, the practice has mostly been Nigeria, and also worked in the Republic of Benin. Also, she did that in a whole lot. She's the real McCoy. That's why I say she's the real McCoy. And then, of course, she's done a whole lot. She desired to see African girls and women know who they really are and not to settle for less. She hoped that she would do more for the women. As a matter of fact, she is just that woman who is ready to do a lot for women. And then right here, we're going to be having the real McCoy, Dr. Ekop Ikaite Ekop, to talk about this breastfeeding and how important it is. So I'm just going to have her have her on the show, and then, of course, ask her little questions. And if there's anybody out there that want to also ask questions, I'm going to open the phone lines, and you can also do yours and ask questions. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna put her on the line. So she's gonna tell us exactly what she the little information that she can actually bring to the fore that can help young ladies and also ladies who are actually cutting this breastfeeding thing. Last year, the World Breastfeeding Week 2023, the theme was "Let's make breastfeeding work and work." So, I mean, this awareness is not for fun. This awareness is actually meant for some people to be aware that it's very important. Breastfeeding is very important. And if you have a child, please don't do something else. Go on exclusive. Except there is any reason, I don't know. I'm not going to be the doctor here to talk. So, Dr. Ikaite Ekop will be telling us what you think about this whole thing as we celebrate the World Breastfeeding Week. So, I mean, I'm trying to get to her. So just let's see if we can get her. Doc is getting ready, or possibly maybe very ready right now. So she can let us know what it's all about, breastfeeding, and answer a couple of questions from us. A couple of questions. And as I said before, so many women are actually jumping out from exclusive. And I don't know what reason they can give. Some have some ridiculous reason why they shouldn't actually breastfeed a baby when the baby is, has landed. So, doc who have a lot of experience will let us know how important, because sometimes it's good for somebody who's been there to, talk more about this, to touch light it, and then the people who are not really getting along with this will actually learn from it. I'm excited about this. And then, of course, not about this, Dr. Ekaite Ekope will be doing a lot of other things. Also, after now, she will be talking about so many other things like conception, pre-selection of gender, and any other thing that's got to do with women, health, girl child. And that's why we've been able to dedicate this particular Wednesday on the Nighttime Show to the women. And then, so if you're a woman and you fall into this category, make sure that you call in. All right. So let me see if I can get her on phone. We're trying to see if we can get her on phone. Okay, so she can tell us what she think about this breastfeeding, World Breastfeeding Week. All right, so while we wait to get her online, I like to talk a little about the, as I know, infant and young child feeding. Every infant and child has the right to good nutrition according to, we call it the Convention on the Right of a Child. So you don't need to starve your child, and with all of those, try and do some exclusive on this one. I'm actually okay. So we're trying to get Dr. Ekaite Ekope to tell us exactly what this is, and give us more light. Hello.
Hello.
The right of a child.
Hello, Dr. Ekaite. Can you hear me?
I hear you clearly. Yes. Good evening.
Good evening to you, Dr. Ekaite. You're welcome on the Nighttime Show. This is the Women's Wednesday, and you're welcome on board.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here. Thank you.
Okay, so I've been trying to get you. You are so hard to get. I know that you are busy, and you're very busy doing what you do to make sure that you get at the girl child and what you do for women, and you are doing all of that lectures and you have classes with them. This is really awesome, and I want to thank you for doing that. You are one of those few that are blessed to be able to come out and put yourself out there to be a blessing to the women out there.
Thank you very much. I enjoy doing what I do.
Okay, all right, real quick, Dr. Ekaite, today is the same week we've been talking about. I tried to reach you the other day. This is the World Breastfeeding Week, and I personally have been talking about, because I've actually seen that breastfeeding is very important. If anybody who is a father, and anyone who is a father or mother will understand that is very important, except maybe they don't know. And that's the reason why I decided to get you to be part of the show, so you can actually enlighten us and, give us a little update of how important this breastfeeding is, since we're celebrating this awareness of the World Breastfeeding Week. So please, I don't know. I do want to ask a question, but I think you have got something to say really quick. So, you can go ahead. What is this all about? If you ask me to ask you a question, I'll say, some women don't really like to breastfeed. So how important this breastfeeding thing is to women?
Breastfeeding is, if I'm to go back in history, back to the beginning of, so to speak, humanity, is the natural provision that nature has provided for the baby. So the woman, throughout her time of pregnancy, while she's growing, the breast is also preparing for this baby that is coming, preparing for the child, so all the nutrients and the nutrition and the supplement that this baby needs to make it for the first 6 months in life are being provided by the mother. The body does that without any active assistance, so to speak, from the mother, except she should eat well, she should rest well, so to make it easier for her and avoid as much as possible very stressful conditions. So it's very natural. It's very natural. It's what women had. They didn't have anything else in the early days. That was all they had, and that was the best thing that they're supposed to give their babies. Now, as time went on, of course, like everything else in life, there were alternatives.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't have to do this, and there were lots of stories about people started sexualizing the body. So the body was no longer just, it was about how attractive she was, and not just about how she's taking care of her baby. So all kinds of stories came up. Now, because the people who were selling the substitutes needed to sell, in marketing the substitutes, they found ways of making breastfeeding kind of an option, and sometimes an unattractive option for the women. Again, society took up on that, and it became something, in some societies, oh, you're being kind of crude and vulgar if you were breastfeeding in public. In the traditional primitive, I'll call them primitive societies, it wasn't embarrassing at all to see a woman breastfeed. So now breastfeeding is still the best milk for the baby. It's the best nutrition for the baby for the first 6 months of the baby's existence. It has so many advantages. It doesn't just come with the nutrients, it comes with antibodies to prevent the child from having infection. It improves bonding between the mother and the baby. It helps the baby's sucking reflex. It provides a lot of fat, sugar, water, and protein and vitamins for the baby. It promotes healthy weight gain, not extra, not excessive weight gain, just appropriate for the baby. Because it is appropriate, it's not extra, not too much fat, not too much carbohydrate in it.
Okay.
And then, according to the baby's needs, the composition changes. So the way when you're buying when you're buying formula milk in this shop, they tell you this is the best for the first month, and another one for the second month, and then for the fourth month, and so on. The body naturally does that. So the milk the mother is expressing in the first week of life is not the same milk that she's expressing in the third month of life. So the composition of the breast milk changes according to the needs of the baby. And then, of course, it contains substances that suits the baby. So many breastfed infants are said to kind of sleep better. They get better into a sleep routine if they are properly breastfed than formula-fed infants. So it has a lot of advantages for the mother. It's a natural supply that nature gives for the baby.
Okay.
And for the mother too, it's helpful for the mother to breastfeed. Her breasts don't get engorged. She heals faster from the pregnancy and childbirth experience. Her uterus returns to a normal size quicker, and then her body kind of recovers better. Also, it provides a kind of natural contraception for her if she does resume sexual activity soon after birth. For many women who are exclusively breastfeeding, they have a kind of a natural contraceptive effect.
Okay.
They don't get pregnant very soon. Yeah. So both for the mother and for the baby, it is very advantageous both ways.
All
So
right.
we keep encouraging it. WHO says do the breastfeeding exclusively for 6 months.
For 6 months.
Give nothing else for 6 months.
I know some people who actually did it for a year plus. So is it when you say for 6 months, if somebody does that for a year plus, is it anything bad or is it good?
No, you can breastfeed your baby as long as you want to. Some go up to about 3 years, but exclusively it's 6 months.
It's
After
6
6 months, you have to add something to the breast milk. You can't just breast milk alone is no longer nutritionally adequate after 6 months.
After
It's
6
not
months.
enough.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's not enough. Yeah,
Okay.
but you can keep breastfeeding, but introduce other meals for the baby. Yeah.
All right. So I want to ask you a question. Is this a question that it's something that I have actually seen a lot of time, by my own experience. I know a whole lot of people too are on this question. So I know a woman who refused to carry or breastfeed her baby for weeks after, she delivers, after delivery. I want to ask, what can be done in such situation?
These things happen. You see, the breastfeeding journey, every woman needs to be taken into consideration. What is she going through? What is it like for her? Like the theme of the breastfeeding this week is support. The woman needs a lot of support. It says closing the gap, breastfeeding support for all.
Yeah.
So more than asking these women, it's really good to find out what is going on for them. One of the things that society doesn't understand, or most families don't understand, is that the period after delivery for women is a very challenging period in all ramifications.
Okay.
Physically, emotionally, and psychologically, it's a difficult time for the woman. So there's a condition we call postpartum blues, or in its more severe form, it could be postpartum depression, and even more severe, it could be postpartum psychosis.
Oh.
This is a mental health issue that women suffer after they've had the baby.
Okay.
In its mildest form, you could find things like, they look like they're being uncooperative, they don't want to breastfeed the baby, but it's all part of the recovery from the huge event of pregnancy and childbirth, which we tend to downplay. So what the mother at that point needs is support, somebody who understands what she's going through and gives her the support that she needs. What does she need? Does she need help? Can I take baby from you so that you can sleep? Cook her good food and keep supporting her. Okay, don't worry, I'll hold baby for you while you just breastfeed. Or at the same time, she could be asked to pump the milk out into a bottle and it's given to the baby while she rests. Yeah, go ahead.
But in modern day, some of our African brothers, for example, I use this part of the world as a case study. I know a lot of men that wouldn't want to do that. I mean, even when their wife is in the theater and the wife needs them to come, they don't even want to be there. They don't want to see it. And in a situation, a man wouldn't want to, help her to get her milk into a cup, or to carry a baby, or know how to cook and take care of a woman like that. What would be an alternative for such? I know this question is somewhere, but
you're very right, because you're actually describing many women's situations.
Exactly.
Many men feel, a lot of men feel, well, you had the pregnancy, you had a baby, and particularly if you had it, what they call normal delivery, like you had an uneventful, they call it an uneventful birth. So what's wrong? It's done. You're back at home. Carrying on, other women are doing it. So a lot of women struggle with a lack of support at that period from spouses. What I say to the women is that it was never the intention in human society for the mother to be, what would I call it, exclusively responsible for taking care of. It was never the intention. We have a saying in Africa where we say, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, that starts from day one. So she's supposed to be in natural, like in African societies, you probably have the mother, the grandmother, the sister. People are around you. Some people even have a whole, we call it in Nigeria, omugo, from the Igbo name.
Yeah.
But most societies have a period of about 3 months where you do nothing except maybe just breastfeed that child, you sleep, they're cooking for you, you're not doing anything. It's natural to our culture. So with that support, so even if you had a husband who is not doing support, you probably will get it from somebody else, a mother, your mother-in-law, your sisters, your aunties, and so on. Now, I'm not at this point saying it's okay for the husband not to be supportive. I'm just saying that if a woman finds herself in that situation, instead of increasing her stress by pushing and fighting and quarreling and getting depressed, Why not turn around and find other means, other ways of support?
Okay.
The men need a lot of education to understand what is happening.
Oh, they are listening.
Most men have no idea.
That they are listening.
They have no idea. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. They are listening. You said they have no idea.
They have no idea. They have very little idea what a woman goes through, and it tells from the question that they ask. They just think, I mean, are you different from the person down the road who is carrying it, who just had a baby and she's back to work? Why do you feel so special?
Wow.
Are you seeking attention? And
wow.
Yeah, I'm running a program at the moment, and I call it Untold Stories of Pregnancy and Childbirth. It's a series, and the last day will be tomorrow, Thursday. So it's been running every Thursday since the end of June. And it's just like a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet meeting, an online virtual meeting. And we sit down, and what I'm doing there is creating a safe and compassionate space where the women can tell their stories. You know, what are those things you're not talking about? What are those things that happened during your pregnancy or childbirth that you didn't find audience to listen to?
Okay.
And it's been very, very enlightening and educating and very healing for many women. So stories of lack of support from spouses abound in that space, you know, and not just lack of support. In some cases, there was real meanness, real vindictiveness, either because the woman had the guts to have a cesarean section, or she had the wrong gender as a child, or something. You know, we are blamed for everything. Yeah. Yeah.
So you say you guys are always been blamed for everything. We're going to go back to that. We'll talk about that later. But let me ask you one question. Maybe this could be the last before I open the phone lines for others to call and ask if they have any question at all. I'm supporting. This is a campaign that celebrate the breastfeeding moms in all their diversity and throughout their breastfeeding journeys. While showcasing the ways families and societies, communities, and health workers can have their back of every breastfeeding mom. But then some women are, asking some questions. I heard one woman ask me one time that in a situation where she have a cracked nipples, and they have, and then this is very painful. And when the baby is actually, sucking or eating, and she feel very, painful, like, that kind of pains. I know women understand what I mean. So, I mean, is it okay to switch if you are actually doing an exclusive all of a sudden and this is happening? What is the alternative? What are they supposed to do?
Cracked nipples is a very painful condition. Like I said, the woman is recovering from childbirth. Each time baby sucks, her womb is contracting, which can be very painful. It's a natural way of returning the womb to its size. So she's already struggling with other challenges of pain. And if she had an episiotomy, which is a tear in the vagina during the birth, she's also trying to recover from that. And then to add to that, cracked nipples can be a lot for many women. So cracked nipples happens when as he said, the nipples crack up. So each time baby sucks, she is in agony, she's in pain. And for some women, you watch them breastfeeding and they're crying, and baby is enjoying himself, but the nipples are cracked. So a few things we might advise them to do is, some people say to them, why don't you pump the baby, use a breast pump to express the breast milk into a container and still feed the baby the breast milk while you treat the nipple. Others say you can use, in between feeds, you can use Blue Seal Vaseline. Actually, a lot of the solutions to breast cracked nipples come from the women themselves when they have tried certain things and it worked for them. Okay. Some say you use Blue Seal Vaseline in between feeds to rub on the nipple and it gets better. But always ensure that the nipple is well grasped by the baby. Because one of the things that is associated with cracked nipples is when the baby does not grasp the nipple enough. It happens a lot with newer mothers, but it could also happen with mothers who have already had children before. So to make sure that the baby latches well onto the nipple and grasps it well and sucks well fully, or at the same time in between feeds, you use Blue Seal Vaseline. Usually it will get better. Okay. Some doctors, depending on the severity, some doctors might add antibiotics to the treatment if the cracked nipples have gotten infected. but we don't usually encourage a switch to formula feed.
Okay.
Because some children, after switching, you may find it hard for them to come back to breast milk. So we usually say express and still give the child, but treat your cracked nipple as well.
All right. I have to start, calling out everybody out there who's listening. This is the Nighttime Show, and it's Rahim is doing the Women's Wednesday, and of course I've got Dr. Ekaite Eko. MMM. Her bio is too long, and I'm actually looking forward to be able to keep it simple as I am. But then I want to ask you this very last question. Is a short. You said something about men always blame the women, even at a point like this when the woman is actually going through post. What's that thing again? Post trauma or whatever. Is it post traumatic?
No, I said they have postpartum depression or postpartum.
Oh, okay, depression and all of that, which every woman in that in that position would need support, as it says on this week's. But then you said men are always blaming the woman. I want to say, why do you say that? What is the twist about that thing you just said? Could you just, in 1 minute, rephrase and let us know what you meant by that?
No, I wouldn't even say it's the men who blame the women. Women are blamed anyway. It's not just by the men. But women are usually blamed for things that go wrong, either in pregnancy or in childbirth, either by men or fellow women. Like and women blame themselves too. If they have they somehow feel responsible for whatever went wrong. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If they had to go in for a cesarean section, they think, should I have tried harder? Or some of them think, I had a miscarriage. Is this something I ate? Or maybe I should have been resting more. Or if they have a child that has congenital anomalies, that's the one I really get. They come back to me and like they're asking, sister, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? Could it be this? They have all these. They go down this guilt. They go down this guilt.
Feel guilty, yeah.
Yeah, feel guilty about this. What is something I didn't do right? Even to the point of maybe I didn't pray right, or what did I eat? Was it the way I was lying down? And there are all kinds of myths in society, all kinds of myths in the culture that will compound their guilt.
So is it in the duty? Is it in the duty for the man? Yes, I know that a man has got a lot of support to give to his wife, but who will be in the first position? The doctor or the health workers to tell her and to be able to speak to her for her to get out from that trauma or that guilt kind of,
Why it is difficult for the medical personnel to do so, like in this country, that we hardly ever get to hear of it. They've had their baby and they've gone home.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't if everything went well, or even if they had a mishap, like maybe they had a miscarriage or they had a stillbirth or something went wrong along the way and they got an unfavorable outcome or something, you treat them and then they go home. Now, while they're still with us in hospital, you could tell them this and tell them that, it wasn't your fault, or we had to do this because we're trying to save the baby, or we had to do that and that kind of stuff. It wasn't really, this child died, sometimes we have to say, we don't know why this happened. We've done all the tests and we can't find why this happened. Or we can say it looks like it's because of your high blood pressure, it's because of your medical condition that this might have happened. And then we advise, when next you come to the hospital or when next you get pregnant, do this or do that or do the other one. Now, most times this is just happening within the first few days after delivery. It's when they get home that they start wondering, what did I do wrong? Or maybe the person they're living with in the house, either their spouses or their relatives, treat them with some kind of disdain or separate themselves from them and kind of passive aggression, passively make them know somehow you didn't meet up the cutoff mark for this delivery. Somehow you failed. So at that point, you do need her friends and her family. I'm trying to encourage women to be there for each other. You need people around you that you can share with. This is what is going on for me. This is how hard it has been. Like on this program, I've had women even struggle with breastfeeding after delivery. They went back home and they're not lactating. They tried everything they were told, and there was no breast milk coming out, and baby was crying all the time, and everybody was stressed. He wasn't sleeping. Yes, and you see when people come and they critique them and say, why are you not breastfeeding your baby? At some stage, one of them said, she told her husband, on your way back from work, you have to buy baby formula, otherwise I'm going to go crazy. So the husband bought baby formula for her, and as soon as she gave the baby the formula, for the first time in weeks, both the baby and the parents were able to sleep. They hadn't slept for weeks, not even up to 1 hour, because baby was hungry and she wasn't expressing enough breast milk to satisfy the baby. So when they say support for all, we need to find out why, what is happening, what support does she need, what is going on there. Now later on in pregnancy, she was able to lactate, but at the beginning it wasn't coming, and baby was so hungry, he cried all the time. And she had hoped to do exclusive breastfeeding for the whole period, but she just wasn't expressing. So sometimes you can tell them what to do, take more of this, take more food, try and rest. It's very hard for them to really relax. They're a new mom, they don't know whether they're going to get this thing right. They're not sure of, the stress is that they're not sleeping. That could affect the expression of the breast milk. Others just express, bottles upon bottles, all day. So it's a different journey for every woman. So we have to tailor our support to the woman's story and slow to judge her, except we know what is going on for her. Yeah.
All right. Enough said. I think I'm just going to hold up for now, and then I'll get to the phone lines. I don't know. The ladies out there who's listening, you have the opportunity, couple of minutes for you to call in on 0700 903 903 903 and ask the question. Dr. Ekaite Ekop, MMM. She is a medical missionary of Mary, currently on assignment in Abakaliki, where she's actually on the Mile 4 hospital staff and a consultant obstetrician gynecologist. Yes, that twists my tongue. But I don't know if you have a question for Dr. Kaite. Dr. Kaite, stay on the line. Listen to the question. Let's see if you can answer one or two, and then we'll be glad you do. Okay, so I've got a caller here. Hello, what is your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Mr. Tochukwu.
Ogechukwu, okay. Oguchukwu.
Tochukwu.
Oh, Tochukwu. Tochukwu, please, can you turn off your volume device, the volume of your device? I'm having a hold back in my ear. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to ask a question? Yeah, ask a question to Dr. Kaite.
Yeah, I want to ask the doctor there a question. What is the effect of this exclusive? Because I could remember in 80s, 70s, 90s, our mothers, they don't know what is exclusive, and our babies then will be healthy and sound. So what is the effect of this exclusive? Because I believe that a new baby, sometimes their mothers, the breast will not be, bringing out enough milk to satisfy the baby. And what if the baby will be crying all night? So something must be done, and to feed the baby well, so that the baby will rest and sleep well. So what is the effect of this?
Can you still hear me?
Exclusive?
Yeah. Tochukwu is asking a question. I don't know if you hear what he said. The question is asking.
No, I didn't.
You didn't hear?
No. I didn't hear it.
Our baby then will be healthy and sound. So what is the strength of this exclusive? Because I believe that a new baby, sometimes their mothers, the breast will not be bringing out enough milk to satisfy the baby. And what if I don't want to be crying?
Yeah. So, Dr. Kaite, are you hearing what the guy's asking?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Is delayed? So I'm waiting.
He's delayed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you hear what he said. The question is asking.
No, I didn't.
You didn't hear?
No.
Okay.
I didn't hear him.
Okay, Doc, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yes.
All right. So what you're going to do for me now? You're going to stay away a little bit from your own
Device.
device, and then
Okay.
uh, and then possibly you will get to hear directly. But
Okay.
Tochiko actually said something, and I think he's replaying on your device. I don't know if you heard the last thing he said.
My device has a lag. I don't know what is going on with the network, so I'm not hearing him. He's not streaming directly. But I did
Okay.
hear him ask a question about what if the mother cannot breastfeed, and what if there's not enough breast coming? That's what I heard him say.
Something like that. Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, it does happen that some mothers are not able to express enough breast milk during the postpartum period, and many things could contribute to this. One of them is stress. She's very stressed by some circumstances that have to do with her pregnancy, or have to do with the family, or have to do with whatever it is, that she's under a lot of stress. Sometimes she's not she's just not naturally lactating. There's no stress or anything. Some of them may have had surgical delivery, so maybe a cesarean section or something, and at that point they really are not recovered enough even to think of breastfeeding. But when the breast milk is not sufficient, this is real, it happens. We encourage the mothers to continue to breastfeed. Now, there are two schools of thought. The official thinking is that the breast milk will always be enough, just keep breastfeeding. But the real life scenario is that sometimes the child is just crying and crying and crying because the breast milk is not enough for that child. She's sucking all the time, but there's nothing coming out, and she child really gets angry and frustrated. Now, when they come to me, this is how I handle it. I ask the woman to get a supplement, a breast food alternative. Like get formula feeds for that baby, but don't stop breastfeeding. Just keep on, because some women later in the period, 2-3 weeks down the line, 1 month down the line, they start lactating, freely, and it's enough for the baby. But I don't agree that the baby should be starved just because you want to be exclusive. As I said, every woman's journey is different, and we need to journey with the woman to see what's going on for her and how can we help. The thing is support. We need to support her, not corner her into a box or make her feel guilty about something. So long as she's doing all that she can to breast her baby, she should be supported. Yeah, that would be a way of supporting a woman who doesn't have enough breast milk. Or she should drink a lot. She should relax.
She should drink alcohol or water.
No. Drink water.
I'm just
take a lot of
liquid.
Yeah, maybe fruit liquids, healthy liquids, and then she should try and rest. If she is stressed, she should be a nanny or a relative who can take the child away when she wants to rest. She should rest a lot, eat well, drink a lot. Usually that will help with the flow of the breast milk. Yeah.
All right. So let me take another call. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3. Hello, what is your name, please? Your question.
Yeah, I called back because the doctor said that he didn't
Okay, no.
very well.
Okay, but she has heard you. You need to turn off the radio. Your what's it called? Turn off the volume on your radio. I mean your device. It doesn't matter what kind of device you're using before you call, so we can have a good conversation. 0700-903-903-903. Anybody want to call in and to ask this question, because we have lean time, so we can take a break and do something else. Okay, so it's 0700-903-903-903. That's the number. Call now and let me know your question. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, I called back.
Okay, now go ahead.
Yeah, the reason why I called back, my wife is currently breastfeeding because I know very well that the breast milk coming out right now is not enough for the baby to be satisfied and sleep well, because every 30 minutes she wake up and the baby is just 2 weeks, getting to 3 weeks.
Okay.
I told my wife, it's like this breast milk is not enough for the baby. Let us find alternative. because your wife was talking about this exclusive, like who find alternative. So we have started giving her some baby food so that she can sleep well. So must you say that you must do this exclusive if the baby is not feeding well? That's my question.
Okay. All right. So thank you for that question. Let me go back to her again. Mrs. Ekaite Ekup, did you, Dr. Ekaite Ekup, did you hear what Tochukwu said again? Because he had to call back.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear him because my system is lagging behind you.
Okay, fine.
It's not. So what did he say?
I totally get that. He says that he's got a wife who's breastfeeding right now, a couple of months,
Okay.
I think so. And he said that when the baby is not breastfeeding very well, is it by all means for you to do your exclusive? If the baby is not feeding well, is it still good for that to go on? Is it a must that you must do this exclusive when the baby is not feeding well? I think that's the question he's asking. Wouldn't that be any kind of alternative when it's not working? That's what's asking.
Oh, okay. You see, I wouldn't like him to look at it as it's not a law. We're not being legalistic about this to say, oh, you have to do this, whether you like it or not. Like WHO is saying, the woman herself needs support. So we have to find out, first of all, when she says it's not enough, is it that she's not lactating enough? What else can we do to help her to lactate? Like he's asking. I'll be asking him, is she resting enough? Is there somebody around to help her with the baby? Is she overwhelmed? Does she have someone she can talk with and say what it is like for her? Then she drink enough, rest enough, eat well. And we see if the breast milk is still not coming enough, we don't want the child to starve or the mother to feel frustrated. So at that beginning period, we might say, okay, support what you have. Now, the ideal, the vision, what we would like you to do is exclusively breastfeed for 6 months. But we are aware that there are difficulties on the way. So we have to journey with each woman differently. His wife, I would have liked some health worker to be around to ask her, like what's going on. We check the breast milk, we check her, is she resting enough, is she eating enough, is the baby latching on enough to the milk. It is his first baby, because some first time mothers may find it difficult for the baby to latch well to the nipple. And check the nipples too. A health worker would help to check the nipples. Some nipples are flat. Baby is not able to suck, so he's hungry. So we find out what is really going on for the woman. She needs more support than just say, okay, switch to formula milk. Because even if she does that this time, what of the next baby? And then the next and the next. So I would suggest that he sees somebody who knows about these things to check his wife very well and check the baby, what's going on for her really, and in what kind of, in what way does she need support? Instead of just finding, because it's not about just the baby, it's about her too. What does she want? What will help her to go through this journey easier? So I would suggest that he does that. Let's check. But stress-free environment or reduce stress. It can't be stress-free in Nigeria today, but at least to reduce the stress, get as much support as possible, people around her, and she can rest a bit and then take a lot of liquids, drink a lot, and eat well too. She's feeding for 2. But check her nipples too. If there's something wrong there, can baby latch well enough before we not start thinking of formula feed? Formula feed is not the first option we run to. We find a way to support the mother in the breastfeeding experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe one more. I believe that Tochukwu has gotten that information. It's 27 minutes gone past the hour 10. I need 1 or 2 calls up in here if you have question to ask Dr. Ekaite Ekup. You can do it now. 0700-903-903-903. And I'm just going to pick maybe one and then we move on. Hello. What is your name? Oh, I lost that call. Please do call back. Don't say, Raheem, you didn't pick my call. Or, well, I was, waiting to, or I was trying to. Now you have the opportunity, because when we get into the next, there won't be any question for breastfeeding. Hello, what is your name, please? Hello? Hello? Okay. I think we have a little of glitches here. Yeah. So let me try one more time. 0700 903 903 903. Okay. Dr. Kaite, I want to let you go.
Yeah.
But I'm just, you've tried as much as, and I mean, a lot of people have actually gotten a lot of information. I know some people are trying to call in because I think it's just, there is a bridge somewhere. Too many people trying to call sometime. Let me see. Hello. Hello. Oh, man. Okay. Okay, so let me ask you. Let's see.
Yeah.
What is your last word for women out there? In general, when it comes to breastfeeding.
Okay. I just want to say to the women, look, you matter. It's not just about your baby. You also matter. We need you to be happy. We need you to be comfortable. We need you to have a good postpartum and breastfeeding experience.
Okay.
So please talk to somebody if you're having challenges. Talk to somebody, get help. Don't be ashamed. Don't keep quiet and suffer it alone. If you need to ask any questions or get any support, please do.
Okay.
And it's never too late. It could be your first or your second or your third baby. If you need help, please ask for help. You deserve the support.
All right. It's unfortunate. Okay, let me see if I can pick just one call. Hello.
Yes. Good evening.
Oh, thank God. Good evening to you. And who am I speaking with, please?
This is Mrs. Kenny.
Oh, Mrs. Kenny, you're welcome on board.
Yes.
You have questions for Dr. Kaite Echo.
Yeah, Dr. Kaite, I hope you've done an awesome job. We really appreciate it. I'm going to speak so that she would hear me very clearly.
Okay.
What I've noticed is that there seems to be that myth. There's something that Tochiko was saying, that what's the advantage of breastfeeding, that in the past years, the past 3 decades, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, that they were all on formula and they all turned out well. So what's the big deal about breastfeeding?
Mm-hmm.
And I think he said that because his wife is experiencing the challenges she's experiencing.
Mm.
I also noticed that Dr. Ekaite Ekov had already answered the question. So I'm just going to reiterate what she said.
Okay.
What she said was that the breast milk has all antibodies, that the baby needs for early development, to build their immunity and for them to grow properly.
Mm.
So those are the major advantages for breastfeeding.
Mm.
Now, even a bigger advantage is that the mother does not get pregnant so quickly. She said it's a natural contraceptive. So if a woman exclusively breastfeeds for the first 6 months and subsequently right through to the baby turns 2 years old, of course, I know based on experience that if you breastfeed at least 4 hours, you will also benefit from that contraceptive aspect of breastfeeding.
Mm.
So just look at it. You are breastfeeding, your womb is contracting back to the normal size. Your body is getting in shape. Believe it or not, breastfeeding helps the mothers to get back in shape quickly. And then your contraceptive aspect kicks in. So you're not afraid that when you provide customer service 101 that you're going to get pregnant. So it's such an all well-rounded, benefit when you look at it in every ramification. In addition, the baby bonds with the mom, So Dr. Carter Cook has really nailed it from every angle. So what she has suggested is that the gentleman and his wife will, confer with a qualified medical practitioner that will look at their own issue case by case basis. One thing I also let you know is that I've noticed in the past that some mothers, it's a mindset. And if you, in your mind, are thinking, oh, I don't want my youthfulness, to go. I want to still be as youthful as I was before having a baby. We reference to her breast. Some of them are reluctant to breastfeed. There are so many things out there that they can use for support in terms of wearing the right, intimate apparel that gives the right lift, and not tying things across the chest that can, make the youthfulness go down south. So those are the different things that they'll be told when they confer a qualified medical practitioner. Dr. Carter has done such a great justice to this matter. I'm so thrilled about it.
All right.
And I hope she heard me. We're rooting for her. We're looking forward to hearing more from her.
Okay.
Thank you so much for what you do.
All right.
Appreciate y'all. God bless us all.
Thanks.
Intimate apparel that is the right fit, and not tying things across the chest that can,
So, I think it's time for us to go. Dr. Kaite, I know that you've heard what you've done justice to these questions, and I think you've heard the last caller, Mrs. Kenny. If you have any last thing you want to say real quickly, so you can do it. So let me let you go.
Okay. Just what I would like to say is, breastfeeding moms, we've got your back. If you need any help or any support, don't feel ashamed or shy to talk about it. There is no competition. There is no Olympics about this. There's no gold winner breastfeeding mother. If you have a challenge, talk to somebody. Don't be ashamed and find it. And if you choose not to, talk to somebody too. But I think what I want to say, we've got you, and we'll give you as much support as we can so you have a good breastfeeding experience.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kaite Eko, obstetrician, gynecologist, currently doing things and running things somewhere in Abakaliki, right? That's the missionary of Mary. I think you've done great, so I want to appreciate you. I know that you'll be coming on next Wednesday to talk more of other things. I'm looking forward to be able to hear you say things about the pre-selection gender rights and conceptions and other stuff. Well, we're going to talk about it next Wednesday. I appreciate you for coming on the show on this Women's Wednesday. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to take a break now. When we come back, it will be updates of the bad. Well, you know that we're still on it. Bad governance, the protests is still on. Maybe I'm just going to keep you posted and keep you up to date on certain things that are flying in. Some updates. I will keep you posted. That's what I'm going to do tonight. And then if we have the time, we can still open the phone lines for you to call in and give your submissions. I'll be right back. Stay close to your radio. It is the voice of the people, 90.3 FM. I am Rahim, and I'll be right back.
You
are listening to
the number one station.
the Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Do not touch that.
If you want to be heard, say it here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. People 90.3 FM. Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less. Welcome to the best exclusive radio station, VOP 90.3, bringing you the best mix of the best music.
It's the moment you've been waiting for, and we're bringing it to you live. Don't miss a second. Don't miss a second of the action as we broadcast live from the biggest news stories, hot talk shows, depth analysis from the best in the world. Stay informed and up to date with the best radio programming all day, every day. On your number one People's Radio, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
You are listening to
Your number one station.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Do not touch that dial.
Okay, so you're welcome back. 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 It is time for us to do something else. And then, of course, I was supposed to come up with some social issues that we needed to talk about. But, majority carries the vote. And the majority is what is going on in the nation. We want to update you on what's happening in the nation. Of course, the end bad government or governance has actually gone to another level, almost especially in the north. There's been a whole lot that you've heard from our subsequent bulletin news. And then, of course, you've heard a whole lot from, from all of the programs, ranging from the morning programs down now. So I just want to keep you updated. And then we're just going to feel, we'll feel better with that, if that is okay. All right. And so I'm just going to let you know what is happening, what has been going on. It's been crazy. There's been a whole lot of things going on. I heard that what's his name again? My guy, Dokubo Asari, is not against protests, concerned about anarchy, and this is actually coming from the Coastal Dwellers Association. And then we're also talking about the killing, the alleged killing. We also heard that I say alleged killing of protester. Atiku's aide tackles Onanoga overreaction to ex-VP's statement. And I'm okay, so let's start with this one. Paul Ibe is actually the media aide to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, and he has actually tackled the presidential spokesman, Bayo Onanoga, and over his reaction to Atiku's statement on alleged killing of a protester by the military. So he said that the recent admission by the military to mistakenly killing a 16-year-old boy in Zaria, Kaduna to be precise, was exactly what the former vice president had alluded to in his statement. So, we got the report that Atiku cautioned the military authorities over the use of lethal force against peaceful civilian protesters, which is now meant to be. If you check every other country, whether developed countries or whether underdeveloped, however, it is said to be that the force or the military or the police were supposed to protect the protesters, protect any kind of protesters or protest, or shall I say protest, or protesters, or protesting. And it is supposed to be there, them protecting and them leading and guiding and not doing anything against the protesters. But in Nigeria, is actually a different ballgame. Atiku said those who authorize such action against peaceful civilian protesters will be held responsible for, committing the crimes against humanity. He says it's a crime against humanity, and even in the years following their retirement from service. So, however, Onanoga faulted the former vice president for warning security agencies against using lethal force against looters and arsonists. Now, what they are saying is that they are actually taking lethal force against those who are looting, but in every protest, something like this is meant to be. And even if are they supposed to use lethal force in shooting or killing protesters, that I don't know. And then he went on, to allege that Atiku wants to protest to continue, or he wants the protest to continue, rather, in spite of what he described as a red signal from the street. And there's been a whole lot of response in the X handle. And then, of course, there are a lot of other things happening. Too many other things happening, which I'm going to keep you guys posted. So stick close to your radio. Okay, so I got another news here, and it says hardship calls for coup no longer acceptable. And who is talking here is Abacha's ex-CSO, talking about the person of Al-Mustafa. Al-Mustafa, Abacha's ex-CSO, is saying calls for coup no longer acceptable. So everybody wants to say something, and this is what he's saying. I'll put you up to speed. Now, Major Hamza Al-Mustafa, the former chief security officer to ex-military head of state, the late General Sani Abacha, has described the calls for a military takeover in the country. And then, of course, Al-Mustafa described the calls as a misplaced priority, and adding that there was no longer room for military intervention in Nigeria's political affairs, as democracy had come to stay in Nigeria. This is what he's saying. All right. And of course, there are a lot of other people talking, which you will get to hear. Some other things are going on too. The back and forth of the chairman of the House Committee of Downstream Petroleum, we're talking about no other than Ikenga Ugochinyere, has refuted allegations that he actually gave $1.7 million to the House of Leadership to secure the position. And if you remember, this man has been having serious issue with Wike himself, and this is one of Wike's headache. So I mean, there's an allegation on him, and he's saying, I did not bribe to secure House Committee chair. Ugo Chinyere is saying, in case you don't know who he is the chairman of the House Committee on Downstream Petroleum, Ikenga Ugochinyere. And he has been refuting that allegation on him that he paid $1.7 million to the House leadership to secure the position. He described the allegation as an attempt to divert attention from the endemic corruption in the oil industry. And we all know the oil industry, there's so many things I wouldn't say, because somebody accused me, say I am Patterson, and I'm asking a question as a broadcaster. Wouldn't I be speaking on behalf of the people who are actually calling every day? If you count majority of the people that call over and over on all our radio programs, they are all complaining. And then you see it with your own eyes. Your eyes is bleeding, and you're seeing the corruption. You're seeing what is going on in the world, as in what's going on in your country. You are seeing how things have been run here by the government, and you're seeing that it's not working, it's not good. And somebody had to send me a message to tell me that I am not supposed to be supporting the people. I'm supposed to be a defense. And I said, you need deliverance, you need help. And anybody who says that seriously is delusional, is absurd, verily, to find out that some people actually can't see the situation or what's going on, whether in dialogue or in another, ways of handling it. Is still the same thing that we're all talking about. Why is that people are coming out to protest of hunger. Is the human being that sent me the message, didn't he know that there's inflation of everything and hike and everything, that people are suffering as hunger in the land, that people cannot eat not even one square meal a day? So I mean, I'm supposed to get angry at that young man, but I will not, because I know there's some people that actually their mental health is not working perfectly well. So I'm allowing him to deal with himself. But let's continue. I'm giving you some update on what is going on in the state of the nation, most particularly the end bad governance. So there's the president is begging Nigerians, and this has entered another day. Some people are now backing down. They're still talking, and everywhere and all platforms. So he said, "Look beyond present pains." Tinubu said, "Look beyond present pains and have faith in our ability to deliver." Tinubu begs Nigerians. All right, so today, the president has again pleaded with Nigerians to have faith in his administration. He's assuring the country will overcome present challenges. And in an official video released by the State House, particularly today, the president acknowledged that the current hardship caused by the removal of fuel subsidy is assured that the measures of government has taken will get the country out and its present challenges. So he's, in other words, he's saying the way I bring it, the way I will take it out. So he's actually saying that is the government fault in putting all Nigerians in this dilemma. Okay, so. And this is his word. He says, "Fellow Nigerians, this period may be hard on us, and there is no doubt that it is tough on us. But I urge you all to look beyond the present temporary pains and then aim at the larger picture. All our good and helpful plans are in the works." That's what he said. More importantly, I know that they will work. This is what he said. Sadly, there was an unavoidable lag between subsidy removal and these plans coming fully online. So, I mean, he said also that he pleads with you, he's pleading with all Nigerians. He said, please have faith in our ability to deliver and in our concern for your well-being. We will get out of this turbulence, and due to the measures we have taken, so Nigeria will be better equipped and able to take advantage of the future that awaits her. Enough. I'm not going down again. This is what your president is saying. They're still begging, and I don't know. I'm just bringing all of this update to you so you know what to do with it. All right. Okay. So still on the end bad governance protests. Wow, it's been crazy. In Kaduna, there's been a lot going on in Kanu, a lot going on in Kaduna, and I actually posted some of the stuff, just couple of videos on my WhatsApp, and I know some people were asking me where exactly that happening. Shout out to Lolo, who's begging that there shouldn't be anything as you know. Let me shut my mouth. Let me not say it. But of course, Kaduna, Kanu, and some of the northern part has been on fire. There's been a whole lot happening there. 24-hour curfew remains in Kaduna and Zaria. Of course, as police arrest notorious kidnapper. Now, I know that when this kind of protest is coming on, you're definitely going to have a lot of other people around there who knows if they were actually sent by politicians or, you know. But initially, we saw that, you know, this is just the ways of some bad politicians, you know, to discredit the protesters and the protest itself. But I don't know, in the world, wherever you go, and if there is any kind of, protest, there must be some like this. And it's not new. But my problem is whereby the military and the police force are the ones killing the protesters using lethal force, and that's not what you can check and see what's going on in other countries, where even when they throw stones at them, even when they have a way to contain the protesters and not shooting at them, not throwing tear gas. It's just a shame that we don't have that kind of discipline. And if we can, it will be better. All right. So 24-hour curfew is still in place. And then being actively enforced by the security agencies. So the Kaduna State Security Council has not reviewed the 24-hour curfew imposed on Kaduna and Zaria towns and their environs. So overseeing the Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwana, he stated in a statement issued today in Kaduna, and he says that it's been a whole lot. Mr. Aruwan, he said the 24-hour curfew is still in place and is being actively enforced by the security agencies, contrary to insinuations that it has been reviewed. So the citizens are enjoined to observe the curfew strictly and shun rumors or unverified reports. So we also got reliable information that the police have detained notorious kidnapper, recover firearms from him. Also, the police in Kaduna say they have detained a notorious kidnapper and then removed firearms, 27 live ammunition. Police spokesperson Mansa Hansa said in a statement that the anti-kidnapping and the unit of the command has successfully apprehended a notorious kidnapper. Why are they talking about this? Well, I don't know. I'm just bringing you the news. So I'm going to take some vital stuff and latest and even some breaking quickly. And then if we still have some time, we will. Yeah. Apart from your president dropping a new broadcast for Nigerians and pleading, we also want to hear from all of the heads of, of those who are protesting. Okay. All right. And then there is another breaking. And this one actually saying NMPC is saying something here. And they are telling it to Dangote Refinery. Now, you must source your own feedstock. You must source your own feedstock. NMPC tells Dangote Refinery and addresses sabotage allegations. All right, I'll put you up to speed on this one. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, has told the Dangote Refinery to source its own feedstock, stressing that the refining business is a straightforward venture that requires securing feedstock and finding a market. NNPC's Group Chief Executive Officer Malik Kiari made a statement while addressing the Senate Ad Hoc Committee of investigating alleged economic sabotage in the Nigerian petroleum industry at the National Assembly today. Kerry clarified that the NNPC has not breached any law guiding its dealings with partners and should be excluded from the claims of economic sabotage. Kerry also explained that the law is clear on domestic crude oil supply obligations and providing for local refineries, but emphasized that there must be willing buyer and a seller. He said refining business is determining what happens in any refinery anywhere in the world. That is the business of refining. So we have done nothing to sabotage any domestic refinery. This is what he's saying for the allegation on the NMPC, of course, to Dangote Refining addresses the sabotage that is going on. That allegations is still wired. Okay, so we've got more to talk about, and I know that you have heard a lot about the flag, the Russian flag. You heard about all of that thing of flagging it, and I don't know, but I'm trying to look for other kind of updates that I can bring and just keep you posted. And so just stay close. Stay close. And there is a particular man of God who always come up to say things. And, some of these men of God have things to say. Some already said this long time ago. And this prediction, or shall I say prediction, the prophecy? Let me say this, a prophecy by some men of God is like what is happening right now. That's what's playing out. But then there's a particular man of God who always talk about politics and is actually very, connected with politicians. And he has come out to say that that he predict the sack of Tinubu's top ally that will soon gang up. And then here it says, Primate is his name, Primate Ayodele shares new prophecy. And he predicts sack of Tinubu's top ally, they will soon gang up. So he is a very popular guy. Primate Elijah Babatunde Ayodele has said there will be a segregation in the 10 National Assembly. And of course, Primate Ayodele asserted that Gospel Akpabio will make this present Senate to be disrespected. Is it already happening? It's playing out. Okay, it's playing out. It's playing out. It's playing out already. I know. So we've got to report that the cleric projected that Akpabio might soon be removed as the Senate president. I mean, I've seen some write-ups in the protest arena where they were calling for the removal of those who are actually playing with Nigerians and talking and playing with protesters. And it's like I don't know. It's just so bad. I mean, you already know. But I'm gonna put you up to speed on this. So we heard that the spiritual head of the INRI Evangelical Church, Primate Elijah Ayodele, has warned the Senate President Gospel Akpabio that some individuals will soon gang up to remove him, and so many other things will happen. And this is actually on his. On his X page, and quite outspoken cleric, and is advising them. Why advising them? Why advising them? Anyways, let's move on. All right, it's the 7 minutes gone past the hour of 11 o'clock. Raheem is still here. We just want to keep this update going. And if you want to call, maybe I should just allow you to just make one or two calls up in here. And then 0700 903 903 903. Anybody that want to give me one or two summation about what is going on. Maybe you don't have that opportunity to be able to, give your opinion and talk about yours in order, including just past program. I can give you that opportunity for you to speak in 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll leave here because I got just 20 minutes to shut down. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903, and then of course WhatsApp. If you want to do a chat line on WhatsApp, call me on 081 7175 6338. So now there is a breaking. Let's go into this one. And bad governance organizers make major announcement. And bad governance organizers make major announcement. details emerge. So, I mean, we got the report that the leaders of the bad governance in Nigeria protest have declared 3 days of mourning to honor their slain colleagues across the country. If you don't know what's happening, you have to. We gathered, VOP News Desk gathered that the 3 days of mourning will commence today, and then, which is 7th of August, with an X talking about the former Twitter account space, and it will end on Friday, August 2024. So everything actually have to be on Twitter, which is, X, which is the former Twitter. Since last week, thousands have been protesting alleged poor governance and the increasing cost of living in Africa's most populous nation, Nigeria. And so this is really going to be for all those who fought, who went for the protest, and who eventually died in the process. So they're going to be a candlelight. Well, let me hear from one or two persons. Hello, what is your name and where are you calling from? Okay, check it out. Call me back, 0700 903 903 903. And then if you want to do WhatsApp, please do it on this number, 08171756338. Now, as I was saying, the organizers of the ongoing End Bad Governance protest have announced a 3-day mourning period. We gathered that this morning dates are to honor. Okay, I think 1 minute. I just want 1 minute to talk, and then I'm okay. Hello, what's your name?
Yeah, good evening. This is Mrs. Kenny.
Mrs. Kenny, I'm good. Can you make it 2 minutes, please?
Right, I'll do that. I just wanted to slice and dice information that I, wanted to shed light on for Nigerians to know while we're protesting. Number one, let's not get distracted about this, shenanigans between NNPC and all these things that are in Dangote. It's kind of like a distraction, and we need to remain focused. So having that, I want to now say, if the government are saying that we should be patient, I think it's their turn to sacrifice. He came in with a Lokan. Now I'm going to tell him, any Lokan, that's a sacrifice for Nigeria. And what do I mean? Well, the U.S. president has an annual total remuneration of $400,000 US dollars. That's the U.S. president. Now, juxtapose it to someone that is an MD CEO of one of top 100 Fortune companies in America. Specifically, the organization I worked with in 2006, our president and CEO received an annual remuneration package of $25 million. So you can see that the private sector earns so much more than the president of the United States of America. Why then is it that our president and his cabinet, talking about ministers, distinguished senators, and honorable members of the House of Representatives, why are they earning more or at par with the private sector? They want to earn as much as the CEO of Dangote. They want to earn that or even more. It is wrong. So I wanted to highlight that first. And then I want to drill down right quick. So the president of the United States of America is only entitled to $50,000 expenses that's free from his annual remuneration package. Now listen to this. For as long as he is in office. So that means it's not an annual compensation thing. It's a tenure thing, and there's a 4-year tenure. So that means for 4 years, only $50,000 expenses are allowed. And of course, they will qualify what those expenses are. I'm going to put it aside. The U.S. president uses the beast.
Yeah.
And when he is done with office, the beast stays within the confines of the office.
It is the government. It is the United States government's property.
Thank you very much.
So it doesn't mean that when the other president comes in, for example, now that Trump is coming in, he's going to use it. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking. I'm saying, for instance, if anybody comes in as a president, that's still going to be the beast. The president will be using.
Thank you very much.
Good. I like that.
That beast has been there for goodness knows how long. I would not be shocked if Ronald Reagan used the same beast.
Okay.
So it hasn't changed.
It will be pimped.
You can hear where I'm going from right now.
I know.
In Nigeria, they built Apple quarters. And all the senators and House of Reps that were there went with Apple quarters. They built another location. Every assembly, they build new locations and they go with the property. It's wrong. Now, I'm now going to say what I really want to say.
Please go ahead, real quick.
Listen up.
All right.
The minimum wage, federal minimum wage in America for any employee that has health insurance coverage that is non-exempt, which is the bottom rung of employee, is $7.25. Now, per hour. So they get paid $7.25 when they work 1 hour.
1 hour.
Wait, it's getting sweeter.
Look at that. Look at that.
At the exchange rate of 1,600 naira, it is equal to 11,600 naira. So the bottom rung minimum wage approved in the United States of America is 11,600 naira per hour.
Can you imagine that?
Okay, I'm going somewhere with this. If that employee works for only 6 hours in one day, they get paid 69,600 naira. In mathematics, it's approximately 70,000 naira. What I'm telling you today is that in Nigerian, the minimum wage that they're saying that we should be patient and accept it is a 6-hour pay for the minimum paid employee in America. Somebody will quickly say, this is not America. Thank you very much. All right. If this is not America, then why is it that our president, the senators, people in the House of Representatives, why is it that their annual remuneration package compares neck to neck with the package that is paid the U.S. president and the congressman? In the Congress, their annual remuneration is about $174,000. And it's been like this since 2009. So there has not been any upward, review. If you calculate Let's even do it at 1,000 naira exchange rate. $174,000 times 1,000 naira, and you will know it's not that. It comes to 174 million naira a year. Now, let's further drill down. 174 divided by 12 months. What does it come to? It comes to in excess of 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, because, I'm doing the math right now.
Mm-hmm.
It comes in excess of that per month. 15, about that ballpark figure, a month in Nigeria. Now, somebody came and said, that the people in the National Assembly that are getting paid 24 million naira. They shouted, no, we're not getting much. Some people are saying about 13 million. My dear, why is their remuneration package competitive with the remuneration package of the Congress, U.S. Congress? Our GDP ratio is not the same. Our productivity is not the same. The wealth in the U.S. is not the same. Why then would they have a comparative remuneration package? This is not U.S. The way they said, this is not U.S. I even forgot. In the U.S., if we multiply the wage of a minimum wage worker, at that $11,600, 600 naira, 11,600 naira an hour, guess what it comes to?
Mm-mm.
In excess of 1.something million naira. So if they can pay themselves, whether it be the president, vice president, ministers, appointees, the distinguished senators, House of Reps, if they can pay themselves comparative to the wage that they earn in the United States, I'm talking about people in those comparative offices. If they're matching their pay with them, then they should match the minimum wage to that which is obtained in America. What I'm trying to say is that Nigerians are saying, pay us what is due to us. Pay us 300,000 naira, and they're telling us stories that we should wait. We should be patient. And that's why I'm advocating. Is it not about time? Oh, yes. Before I go into that, Interpol came to Nigeria and said that our minds will blow if we find out how much foreign exchange leaves the Nigerian coffers every hour. Nigeria is bleeding.
Really?
And they're not paying attention to it. And I'm telling you that all the people that are placating us are culpable.
Okay.
We know it's right there. I'm not making accusations. The numbers speak for itself. Research speaks for itself. The internet space speaks for itself. Long story short, is it not about time? If Interpol could come to Nigeria and tell us how much money is leaving Nigeria every hour, is it not about time for those financial institutions where those monies are being reposited outside the country? Is it not about time for them to demand an affirmation of the anti-money laundering policy, know your customer policy that they hold, that they should make those who are the recipients of this money in their repository accounts with them in the financial institutions, that they should adhere and say, yes, you are not taking money that does not belong to you. And if they cannot prove that this money, because they will trace this money electronically from the source end to end. You know, Americans and all these international countries, they know how to do it. If they can prove from end to end that there is no justification or validation or verification of the source that shows this money is legitimately earned, they need to send that money back to the Nigerian treasury. That's the first thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say is that all these people, political people and powers that be, that have been benefiting and chopping up the Nigerian national cake, which they call it, okay, is it not time that those countries that they have become citizens of, you know, there's something they call citizenship investment programs. What does it mean? You pay a tidy sum of money. I'll be specific. There's some countries you pay 1.1 million for 4 people, a 4-member family, and they give you within 3 months either permanent residency or outright citizenship. So you get a passport. If it's a citizenship, they'll package it to you and send it to you. And that is why these political people and all those powers can be that at the snap of a finger, they jump onto the airline and they skip out of Nigeria.
Okay.
Because they have these citizenship investment programs that they are benefiting from. Now, is it not about time for those countries that have issued those visas to them, whether it be permanent residents or citizens, that they should look at the integrity of those people that they're issuing and approving those permanent residencies and visas, citizenship for, repatriate them back to the country. Go fix your country. We don't want you to come pollute our country. Isn't it about time they do that? Listen, this world, yes, is a global village. They jumped all over the place. Nigerians in diaspora, enough is enough. When all these political people come and all the powers of the be come, turn your back on them. Do not receive them as kings and queens. Do not celebrate them because they are making our country bleed. All I'm saying in a nutshell is that we all are responsible for the betterment of our country. We all love Nigeria and want the best for our country. And I am decreeing that the Lord who created Nigeria will make sure that Nigeria will not go down. Nigeria will survive. God bless Nigeria. God bless Nigerians. And God bless our resources.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Kenny. When you call like this, is always deep things, coming up with the account, because I know statistics and really going deep to find out exactly, all of that. It's some people now heard. I keep asking a question when you talk about the. I know that the minimum wage, if we can follow suit and getting paid every hour and not every month, I wonder if this country's not going to change. No one is talking about that. I mean, in the developed countries, which we, in no time, if we have good leaders or good leadership, good people who will rule or lead, the country, if we do have, we would definitely become one of the, one of the strongest country or nation in the world, because we have everything. We have God. We're obsessed with that, and God loves us. We have the natural strength, the power, the resources, everything we have. But colliding with the imperialists and allowing the country and the nation, the continent as a whole to bleed. It's like having 12 brothers and 6 is against the family. And the other 6 is working to make sure that they maintain the family. That's exactly what's going on and what's playing out in Africa. What's going on in all the African countries, they are changing. Things are changing. It's simple. There is no much grammar in this thing. Don't give us too much of grammar and excuses. Just tell us the way it is. Point blank, black and white. Straight up, no ice. So it's because we don't have good leaders, and that's the reason why the nation is bleeding. I sometimes I can wonder why the strategy of all the developed countries and what they pull on us in Africa, and then at the end of the day, we're still going to be the one running over there when it comes to health. When we're sick, we're on there because we don't have good hospitals here. Meanwhile, we have the best surgeons, the best, medical personnel in America, in Europe, in Australia, in the UK, in Asia. We have the best. Nigerians are the most intelligent people in the world. Nigerians are the most very creative people in the world. The most creative people in the world. They are the most, educated people in the world. You can, my lips is here. You can count it to the teeth. I have it. I don't know what word to use. Just believe it. Go and do your research. You will know the Nigerians go to any country, whether it's Hausa, whether it's Yoruba, whether it's Igbo, whether it's people from the South, ethnic nationality, we are all very powerful. We are the children of the Most High, because wherever we go, we do better. But look at one person with a different skin will come and delude and and put some crazy ideas in the head and in the mind of some African leaders, and then before you know what's happening, you're killing your own people. That is, some of our leaders should be checked. They should take them to a psychiatric ward to go check them if they're really okay. Let's forget about the spiritual part of it. Anyway, my time is gone. I gotta go. It's 11:31. Rahim is saying thank you so much for your time. And I gotta go. I appreciate the fact that you're being part of you listen from day one. From the beginning when we started the show up until now. I was thinking that the show would not go on, but thank God we have Dr. Echo. And where's my bell? I need to ring a bell on her head. Where's my bell? Where's my Austin? Where's my bell? Austin, where's my bell? So I want to thank you. I want to thank Dr. Echo Ostilala. Great guy. Look at that. Thank you so much, guys. We'll meet again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Trending Thursday. We're going to come back again, and I'm going to keep you updated and keep you posted and let you know. That's what I'm going to do for now. And I'm just going to keep doing this until when we know if the change is coming. And still, you're going to be the first to know if the change has arrived. When the eagle has landed, you would know first. So this is the voice of the people, 90.3 FM. My name is Rahim. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, 9:30 to 11:12. However, I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you, Dr. Ikaite Echo. She will be on most times with other women. We will try and be getting other women to come. The reason is because we're looking forward to be able to have a good time for women stuff in other hours, but maybe sponsored. But let's just start the night thing, and let's start here, and so we can educate and inform women, of course, also men. Small, we get there. Okay, so that's it. That's my little contribution to all the women out there. Shout out to all you. And then, of course, tomorrow we will continue with the trending Thursday, and next Wednesday we're going to have a Dr. Kaito Ekup MMM, a serious woman with a heart of gold, ready to help and empower women. And of course, it's really going to be good. Next Wednesday we're going to be talking about the pre-selection. Is it the pre-selection? Is it pre-sex selection or gender, or however? I think I'm getting goose. I gotta go. So I mean, wait for Wednesday. All the women out there, if you're listening, you will hear so many things that you can use for yourself. And then of course, if you're a man also, please listen. So because you've got a wife, and so you can also be, if your wife is not listening, if you're listening, or if you're not married and you want to get married, you have that information. It will be best, and it will, help you a lot before you get married or after you're married. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I gotta go, and I'll see you on the next one tomorrow at 9:30 on the nighttime show, Trending Thursday.